Hi there, Todd Cramer with Intel here at RSA, and I'm going to showcase a secure IoT device provisioning and management demo with our partner, Mocana. So I'll run through the first few setup slides to get everybody's head around the use case. When we're talking about IoT, you're talking about massive scale here. So whether it's a smart light bulb, whether it's a temperature sensor, whether it's a high performance gateway, we've got lots of things. And today, the way that we're securely credentialing these devices to their cloud management platform is highly manual or involves a preloading process inside of the factory as the device is built. And so this is all insecure, and really to unleash the potential of IoT and the Internet of Things, you've got to solve the barrier of security, and we'll showcase how that's done. So first off here, what we need to do is be able to enable devices under one model, one unified provisioning model. And that enablement needs to be fast in the hardware and the software. We also need to take the human installers out of the equation. It's a security hole to have installers handle credentials and manually configure things in the field. We need things to be automated and able to onboard to any cloud, whether that cloud's run in Azure or Amazon or one of the big CSPs, or on the factory floor in a management system. It doesn't matter. So the thing that we're solving here is to onboard any device type, any platform to any cloud. So let's see how that gets done. So about 2 years ago, Intel launched Intel Secure Device Onboard. It is a dedicated service from Intel, and it is also an ecosystem enablement kits to get this process put together here. And what we start with that you'll see is you can literally have a device drop ship standard image device, and it can be Intel or ARM based, and we're going to register that through the Intel Secure Device Onboard service to a cloud in under a minute. And typically, the old ways that I talked about can take 30 minutes to an hour to 3 hours per device. And you're going to see a way that we do this at scale manually. Before we get into the actual demo, let's talk about what can be provisioned. The items in red here are actually going to be demoed. Those are the things we're going to pass from the cloud platform to the device that we call the provisioning event. And things that are typically done is to pass the operational credential for the device, maybe the software agents from the management platform for command and control. And also, people can do more sophisticated provisioning payloads such as the firewall, the software-defined networking stack, all of that. And there's more and more use cases, especially for edge compute, about the software that you can push down to a device dynamically with the zero-touch provisioning event. So when we look at the flow here, we'll start in step one at the device manufacturing stage. And so we have an enablement toolkit for the ODM. As they build the device on the factory floor, they image the Intel SDO client software and a credential, EPID or ECDSA based, into the trusted execution element of the silicon itself. And we're having a partnership with ARM. They're taking the same software pattern and applying it to ARM-based devices as well. So when you look at a IoT deployment, 90% of the silicon that makes up today's deployments, both of those big manufacturers, silicon providers, are seeding this model for a unified provisioning method. The second step is we have a toolkit for the supply chain as they take ownership from ODM to OEM to distributor and eventually the customer, just as they do today. They take physical ownership of that device. And we have a tool that they use to sign and countersign cryptographically that they took ownership of that device. Now the device that a customer may buy, maybe they're going to buy large lot numbers of those devices, that credential that we signed gets passed automatically into their device management system of record. And here we're going to showcase Mocana, and Ashish will talk a little bit more about what that system does, but essentially we reload that credential automatically into the device management system of record. That communicates out to our service that they have a device, they have the accurate credential, and we sit and wait then for the device to be onboarded. And that might be a week or a month later. The device gets drop shipped, and remember, this device has nothing on it other than the Intel SDO client. The installer merely adds power to the device, it wakes up, it phones home to our service and says, I'm device 123, who owns me, where's their management platform? And we know from the previous step it's Mocana, and we set up a hardware-protected root of trust channel, and Mocana will deliver the provisioning payload of the new credential, the software, the whole stack down to the device to make that device operational in seconds and active and secure on the network to start pumping data. So I'll turn it over to Ashish to actually show the live onboarding event.
Hi, my name is Ashish Pathak. I'm the Director of Product Management at Mocana. Today we are presenting at the Intel booth for the RSA 2019 conference. Intel and Mocana have developed a joint solution for onboarding devices and then securely enrolling the devices onto the factory floors and then taking it all the way through the lifecycle management. What we see over here on the screen, right, is the entire flow of secure device onboarding, where once the chip leaves the fabrication, it goes through its to the device manufacturers and all the way right to the factory floor. When those devices with those chips are ready to be installed, that's when the ownership proxy by Intel SDO are transferred to Mocana Trust Center. As soon as the ownership proxies are transferred to Mocana Trust Center, that's when Mocana takes over the ownership of the device, and then it goes ahead and enrolls the devices, and then the very first package for those devices, the application packages, are basically downloaded on the device by Mocana Trust Center. So Mocana Trust Center platform, right, consists of the device on which there are two clients, enrollment client and the update client. These two clients during the SDO flow are downloaded by the rendezvous server or the SDO server onto the device itself. Once those clients are on the device, they basically make a call to the server, and then basically the client fetches, or the server fetches a certificate from the certificate authority. And all the components that we see over here are third-party components, and Mocana is able to provide connectors to connect with all of those different components. Once a certificate is issued by the CA, that certificate is then deposited on the device. This certificate is then used in the follow-up process by the update client to authenticate and get its very first update onto the device. So as we look at this, right, along with the SDO flow and Trust Center, we are able to ship the device from the fab through its manufacturing process onto the factory floor, everything zero touch, and as soon as the device is enrolled in its right spot in the factory, right, the very first update happens, which includes the IP that the device is supposed to run with. So this is a snapshot of how Mocana Trust Center and Intel's SDO work together. So here we are basically demonstrating the joint solution developed by Mocana and Intel, where we are showing the device. This is the device, which is a gateway, and this gateway is connected to the robot. And the gateway is the equipment that we are going to try to enroll using SDO and Trust Center services. As soon as this device is enrolled, the very first package required for the robot to work is going to be installed on this device. So this is going to be how we advance with the demonstration. And all we are going to do as part of this demo is reset or reboot the device over here. And as soon as the device reboots itself, it will go through its enrollment process, and you will see the robotic arm move. So let me try to reboot this device right here. So this is all we are doing. We are rebooting this node at this point. As it reboots, you will see the arm as part of the onboarding process. The robotic arm is going to make a limited motion. So that signifies that this equipment as part of the SDO flow was shipped with a limited arm motion. Once the device is installed and enrolled on the factory, the new actual code for the robot is going to be updated on the device, and the robotic arm will make a complete motion, pick up the box, and then move it. So that is basically the zero-touch enrollment part of the SDO and Mocana Flow. So as you see over here, the robotic arm made its limited motion. This is when the SDO process just finished. So the onboarding is finished, and now the ownership of the ownership proxy is going to be transmitted or transferred to Mocana Trust Center. And at this point, Mocana Trust Center is going to go through the enrollment process, and a new certificate is being issued to the device over here. It will just take a few seconds, and now the robot basically just received the first package from Trust Center, and it is going to move the block over. So this is the Mocana Trust Center update service portal page, where the new device that was enrolled and the package that was deposited or installed on the device could be seen. As soon as the enrollment happened, the package was also updated. So basically this is again a view of Mocana Trust Center and Zero Touch provisioning and lifecycle management. So over here, as you just saw in the demonstration, we were able to enroll and provision and enroll a device all the way from the fab to a factory floor in mere seconds. And these processes are fairly complex, but the intention behind the productization of Trust Center is to make the whole process simple, secure, and scalable. And that is what Mocana is about to deliver to millions of devices across the world. Thank you very much.